Picture this, Habs faithful, a union so electrifying it could rewrite the history of the Montreal Canadiens and end a decades-long Stanley Cup drought. Imagine Connor McDavid, the undisputed best player on the planet, donning the blue, blanc, et rouge, skating alongside our young stars in the hallowed Bell Center. The Edmonton Oilers aren't shopping their superstar yet, but after another playoff exit at the hands of the Anaheim Ducks on Thursday night, the whispers are growing louder. With 2 seasons left on his contract, the window to maximize McDavid's trade value is approaching. Could the Canadiens, fresh off a thrilling postseason run, be the destination that finally brings him a cup and us our 25th? Let's dive into this blockbuster fantasy and what it could mean for our storied franchise. Let's set the stage with the cold, hard reality. The Oilers are at a crossroads. Despite rostering McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, 2 of the game's elite, they've once again fallen short in the playoffs. McDavid, at 29, is in his prime, with over 600 career goals, nearly 1,000 assists, and a trophy case full of Art Ross and Hart Awards. Yet, the Stanley Cup remains elusive. With 2 years left on his $12.5 million AV contract, Edmonton faces a ticking clock. If they can't build a contender around him, trading him this summer or before next season's deadline maximizes their return, rather than risking losing him for nothing in free agency. The question isn't if teams will call, it's who can make the most compelling case. Enter the Montreal Canadiens, a franchise steeped in tradition, often dubbed the New York Yankees of the NHL. As Bleacher Report's Lyle Fitzsimmons writes, for sheer entertainment value, here's your winner. We haven't hoisted the cup since 1993, but with a 106-point season and a deep playoff run underway, the future looks bright. Near-term bright, not long-term. Fitzsimmons nails it. The idea of McDavid slotting alongside Cole Caulfield on his right or Uri Slafkovsky on his left might drive a fan of less habitants into a frothing mess. The Bell Center would erupt every night with that kind of firepower, and under Coach Martin St. Louis, this could be the marriage that ends droughts for both McDavid and Montreal. Let's talk hockey fit, because this is where the dream gets vivid. McDavid isn't just a player. He's a generational talent with speed, vision, and scoring ability that redefine games. Pairing him with Caulfield, who's on pace for 50 goals, would create a lethal duo. McDavid's pinpoint passes feeding Caulfield's deadly one-timers. On the other side, Slafkovsky's size and emerging power forward game would carve space for McDavid to weave his magic. Nick Suzuki, our captain and a top-line center in his own right, could anchor a second line, giving us a 1-2 punch down the middle that no team could match. Our power play, already dangerous, will become unstoppable with McDavid quarterbacking from a half wall. But let's not ignore the cost. Landing McDavid would require a king's ransom, a package that could get our roster and test our salary cap limits. With roughly $10 million in projected cap space for next season, we'd need to move significant money. Think Brendan Gallagher at $6.5 million or Josh Anderson at $5.5 million to accommodate McDavid's $12.5 million hit. The trade haul would likely start with first-round pick, a top prospect like David Reinbacher or Lane Hudson, and a proven NHL player like Kirby Dach or even Suzuki himself. Fitzsimmons notes we got enough young talent in the cupboard to make it worth Edmonton's while, but losing core pieces could thin our depth, leaving us vulnerable if injuries hit. This isn't a simple swap. It's a high-stakes gamble with our future on the line. Let's break down the strategic angle. If I'm Kent Hughes, I'm weighing immediate contention against long-term sustainability. McDavid makes us instant cup favorites, no question. His presence elevates everyone. Suzuki learns from a legend, Caulfield hits new heights, and our playoff push gets a turbo boost. But at what cost? Trading away a Reinbacher or Hudson could leave our blue line barren in a few years, especially with Noah Dobson already eating big minutes at $9.5 million. And if McDavid's contract runs out in 2 years without a cup or an extension, we're left with a rental that costs us a farm. Hughes would need to thread the needle, clear cap space, protect key assets, and ensure we got depth to grind an 82-game season plus playoffs. Now, let's compare Montreal to other potential destinations. Toronto's always in the mix. McDavid, a hometown kid, and the Leafs would love the optics. But their cap mess and inconsistent playoff success might not appeal to a star chasing a cup. The New York Rangers could offer Broadway allure, but they're mired in mediocrity. Teams like Anaheim or LA, with youth and cap space, could make strong bids, but they lack our tradition and passionate market. As Fitzsimmons puts it, if we're picking based on the non-Edmonton possibility we'd most like to watch, it's McDavid in that building wearing that uniform. The Bell Center, with 24 cups in its history, is a stage unlike any other, a place where legends are made. Zooming out, what does this mean for Habs fans? It's a chance to dream bigger than we have in decades. McDavid in Montreal isn't just a roster upgrade. It's a seismic shift, a return to glory that could end our 30-year cup drought. Pairing the best player in the world with our rising core signals, we're back among the NHL's elite. But it's also a risk. If the trade costs too much or McDavid walks after 2 years, we're rebuilding from scratch. The trade deadline next season could be our moment of truth or our undoing. For now, as we focus on our ongoing playoff run, this rumor fuels a fire of what's possible. So, let's throw a tough question into the mix to spark some heat in the comments. If you're Kent Hughes, do you? The trigger on a McDavid trade this summer, even if it means losing a top prospect like Reinbacher and a core player like Doc? Are you willing to risk the future for a shot at the cup now? Or do you trust our current roster to grow into champions without him? I want to hear your takes. Let's get the debate buzzing with passion. As we continue our playoff journey and dream of what could be, the idea of Connor McDavid in a Canadiens jersey is the kind of fantasy that ignites our passion for this game. A match between the NHL's most storied franchise and its greatest player could be destiny. If you're as hyped as I am about the possibility, smash that like button to show your Habs pride. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because we're diving deep into every twist of the saga. Together, let's keep the fire burning for the Blue, Blanc, et Rouge. Until the next update, keep the faith. We're building something unstoppable.